Welcome one, welcome all to another edition of TGPW, the Guerrilla Position Wrestling, the most unprofessional professional wrestling in Fire Pro Wrestling. I, of course, am your host this week, Nick Swinky, and we are coming at you with another edition of TGPW. This time, TGPW presents Position Impossible. In part one of Position Impossible, we've got 4 big matches coming your way, including Bad Old JR taking on Steve Ahrendt, the Juggernaut Jordynne Grace taking on Lady Frost, and we've got a special tag team match. Special guest ref Marty Drip Drip, Jade, Cargill, and Kamille against Tiffany, Stratton, and Trish Stratus. That's coming up, but right now, we are starting things off with singles action, as it is the returning Axel Rico taking on the debuting future franchise Titus Alexander. Of course, as per usual in TGPW, countouts, disqualifications apply. Pinfall or submission. In TGPW, there is a 20 count on the floor, as opposed to in some promotions where there is a 10 count. And if you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel. And also like this video, as that would help out the channel quite a bit. And if you haven't, sign up for notifications so you get notified when the next TGPW episode goes up. And as per usual, there will be a playlist available featuring all the TGPW shows, including our most recent show, Take the Crown, in which we crowned our first TGPW Women's Champion, who we will be seeing in part 3 of this 3-part event. But right here, we've got the Midwest versus the West Coast in this one. As I mentioned, Axel Rico making his return to TGPW. The last time we saw him was way back at Guerrilla Warfare 2022, where he picked up a singles victory over Sky Blue. So he's looking to make it 2-0 here, as a drop kick sends Titus out of the ring. Plants him with a DDT, does Axel. But Titus sends him off into the ropes. Hits him with that Hurricane Rana, hooks the leg, but a rope break is called by referee Bill Alfonso. Of course, Bill Alfonso, one of our referees here in TGPW. There's the famouser from Axel Rico. Standing moonsault press. Has he done it here? No. Kick out at 2 by Titus Alexander. Titus Alexander, trained by his father, Big Ugly Alexander. As I mentioned, the future franchise from Sacramento, California. Former WCPW West Coast Pro Wrestling champion. An impressive 371-day title reign there for Titus, as he hits the PK, then sends Axel into the corner. Axel, meanwhile, former CSW champion, 182-day reign for him, and he just took a super kick right to the face, courtesy of Titus Alexander. Titus also competing in the land of the rising sun for Marvelous and Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan. And here comes the 3 amigos from Axel Rico, as the third one sends Titus to the floor. Quickly back into the ring. Nice escape there by Titus, who hits the double stomp. Off the top, has he done it? Hooks both legs. 2 and no. Kick out at 2 from Axel. Rico, with a series of European uppercuts, drops Alexander. Rico competing in the Midwest for AAW, CSW, Gali, Lucha Libre, and NWA Chicago. Hits the moonsault off the top. Has he done it? 2.9 kick out by Titus Alexander. Just gets the shoulder up. Now Alexander wants to go up. He drops the elbow, but he's not finished. But Rico comes back, hits the splash to the back of Alexander. Alexander stunned, but he shoots Rico off the ropes, hits that Rana again, hooks the leg. But again, Rico's other foot seemed to grab the bottom rope. The three amigos again. Rico gonna fly! Tope con hilo. Or tope suicida, rather, by Rico. Quickly deposits Alexander back in the ring. Falcon Arrow, he did the deal. But Titus too close to the ropes. Package into the backbreaker there. 2 and no. Thought that was going to be a package pile driver, but Alexander turned it into a backbreaker. Super kick off the ropes. Hits the cutter. Did he get him? No. 2.9 kick out by Axel Rico, showing his resilience. There it is. Big Ugly. He hits Big Ugly. Did he get it? And he did. Titus Alexander victorious in his TGPW debut over Axel Rico. On to match number 2 here in part 1 of Position Impossible. It is a special tag team match. Making their way to the ring first, we have the team of Jade, Cargill, and the Brickhouse, Kamille. Known in some circles as Death by Snoo Snoo. And there you see our special referee for the match. You can kind of see him there. Marty Drip Drip. He is the special guest ref for this match. But Kamille and Cargill's opponents this evening, it is the returning Trish Stratus and the debuting Tiffany Stratton. It's Tiffy time, folks. Tiffany and Trish. TNT, baby. Dynamite. And you see Marty Drip Drip still decked out in his coat and sunglasses. He's going to referee this match in that coat. I think that would hinder his mobility as a referee, but, you know, this is a match that came about because of Marty Drip Drip, in a sense. Trish Stratus making her return. It has been quite a while since we've seen Trish in TGPW. But she was associated with Marty Drip Drip. And now we're seeing her on the opposite side of this match, teaming with Tiffany Stratton against Jade, Cargill, and Kamille, who also have been associated with Marty Drip Drip. And Marty Drip Drip has a thing for blondes, folks. Some would say he's got a harem of women at his disposal. And Trish Stratus was the first of many of those. And Stratus is back, and she's brought the debuting Tiffany Stratton with her. As they say, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. So with Marty Drip Drip in the middle of this one, will he remain fair and impartial? That is the question. As we know that he has teamed with Jade and Kamille before, many times in TGPW, but also, as I mentioned, teamed with Trish on the very first TGPW show, if I am correct in that assumption. And rumor has it, he seems to have a thing for Tiffany Stratton now. Tiffy, I believe, has caught his eye. Is actually back at Tag Team Madness 2021 in March of 2021, where Marty Drip Drip teamed with Trish. It was both of their debuts in TGPW, as it was bad old JR, Jim Ross, who we will see in the main event of part 1 of this episode, teaming up with the bad girl Penelope Ford. They were victorious over Marty Drip Drip and Trish Stratus in that match. Trish's next appearance would be teaming with Kamille and Jade. With Marty in their corner, they were victorious over Fierce Fire Flava, the team of Penelope Ford, Kiera Hogan, and Tasha Steelz. That was at Hasta La Vista, baby. That was back in July of 2021. Trish's next appearance was at Super Summer Sizzler Series number 5, Mudo versus the World, where Marty and Trish were victorious over the super bad team of Penelope Ford and Kip Sabian. And then Trish would compete in a barbed wire landmine light tube death match against Penelope Ford, in which she would be victorious. That was at T3, that Trios Tournament 2021, the TGPW Trios Championship Tournament Part 3. Trish would then compete in the That Deathmatch Show 3 tournament, losing in the first round to Nick Gage via knockout. And her final appearance to this point, until this episode of TGPW, was at Guerrilla Warfare 2022 Part 1, in which she lost to Dr. Death Steve Williams in a singles match. Kamille, as I mentioned, made her debut alongside Jade in the corner of Marty Drip Drip during his feud with Bad Old JR. Jade and Kamille would then lose to Fire and Flava at My Own Summer. At Big Boy Summer, they would team with Marty Drip Drip, where they would lose to Hit Row. At Hasta La Vista, baby, as I mentioned, they won the Trios match. They were eliminated in the first round of the Trios tournament, where Marty Drip Drip, Jade, and Kamille by Queen's Quest. At Deathmatch Show 3, Part 3, Jade and Kamille would be in the corner of Marty, where he would defeat Kip Sabian. At Mass Hysteria Part 1, Kamille and Jade would team with Bianca Belair and Ronda Rousey, victorious over the Slashers, Jason Terrible, Nightmare Freddy, Boogeyman, and Super Leather. At Emerald Dawn, they would unsuccessfully challenge for the TGPW Tag Team Championship against the Star Spangled team of Kurt Angle and the Patriot, before teaming again with Bianca and Rousey, defeating Queen's Quest at Guerrilla Warfare 2022. And then we saw both Kamille and Jade compete in the Take the Crown TGW Women's Title Tournament, Kamille losing in the first round to Megan Bain, while Jade would lose in the first round to Kylie Ray. Lariat nearly takes Tiffany Stratton's head off, but Stratton comes back with the snap suplex. As I mentioned, longtime members of this roster are the other three, but this is Tiffany Stratton's debut, so she's looking to make a good first impression here, taking on the experienced team here of Jade and Kamille, also known as Death by Snoo Snoo Doubles Team Suplex by TNT right there, as I have coined them. A kamikaze right there from Kamille takes down Tiffany, who is now dazed. Jade drags Trish back towards the center, and in comes Kamille. And I think so far Marty Drip Drip has been fair and impartial, staying out of this one, only there to count the pinfall, call for the submission if need be. So he seems to have remained impartial. Here's a cover by Trish. Just a 1 count. It's going to take a little bit more than that to beat Kamille, who had a knockdown, drag-out fight with Megan Bain. A battle of Amazonian women. Like something you would see out of the pages of Wonder Woman. Hangman's neckbreaker right there by Kamille as Jade takes a moment to pose. We saw her hubris get the better of her in the tournament where she lost to Kylie because of it. So we've already seen that could be her undoing this, just the choke slam and a knee drop from Kamille as she dominates both women. But Stratton fires back. But not before Kamille comes back with that kick. Series of strikes by Kamille. And there's another one that just drops Stratton, who is feeling the effects of these heavy shots from Kamille, former NWA Women's World Champion. Big time lariat, but both women go down as they have expended a lot of energy here in this tag team match. There's the kamikaze again. Jade could be setting her up for Jaded, but Tiffany comes back and hits a kamikaze of her own. Stratton sends her into the turnbuckle. Sets her up in the Tree of Woe. Oh, woe is Jade Cargill as Jade makes the tag. As does Stratton. So Trish and Kamille, the legal women here right now. Super kick by Kamille, follows it up with a knee drop. Stunned is Stratus, but she comes back, hits the snapmare. Drop kick to the knee, takes down Kamille. The brick house falls. Into the corner turnbuckle now. Trish is in the Tree of Woe. That allows Kamille to make a tag to Jade. Jade gets caught in the Hurricane Rana, but Kamille is right there to break it up. Back suplex on Jade. And now we've got a strike exchange in the center of the ring, right on the TGPW logo. And Trish gets the better of that exchange. Cover and a 3 count. Trish with the chick kick seals the deal in this tag team match. We're going to keep it going here with match number 3 in part 1 of TGPW presents Position Impossible. It is a singles match. It is the return of the Juggernaut Jordynne Grace. And taking on Jordynne Grace will be the returning Lady Frost to TGPW. And I can feel the temperature drop as soon as Lady Frost stepped into the arena. Aubrey Edwards, the referee for this one. So in singles matches, Grace is 1-1 in her time at TGPW with a win and a spot for a shot 6-way elimination match and Then There Was X in May of 2021 before coming up short in a number 1 contender spot for a shot 6-way elimination match at My Own Summer in June 2021. Meanwhile, Lady Frost made her debut in December 2021 at Frozen Steel, victorious in trios action with Glacier and Avalanche over the SGC, that's the Second Gear Crew. Blood Runs Cold, the team of Glacier, Lady Frost, and Avalanche, would then come up on the losing end of a trios match at Emerald Dawn in January 2022 in a grudge rematch against SGC. So this match marks Lady Frost's singles debut in TGPW. The question is, can Frost freeze the Juggernaut in her tracks, or will Grace prove to be unstoppable? And right there, she takes her over with an exploder, does Grace. Both these women, you know, want to get a shot at the TGPW Women's Championship, currently held by Great Sakuya. And both these women not in the title tournament. And you know, they've got something to prove here. Both of them, since they were not in the tournament. Maybe feeling like they were a bit slighted by not being invited to compete in the tournament. And a win here could go a long way towards earning them a future championship match. But we will see Great Sakuya in action in part 3 of Position Impossible, where she will take on Bailey in a spot for a TGPW Women's Championship shot match. A Liger bomb right there from Grace, but the rope break saves Lady Frost there. Grace showing off her power with that pendulum backbreaker. Just woman handling Lady Frost here. Lady Frost gets taken over with that deadlift German by Grace. Goes for the suplex, but blocked by Grace, who hits a suplex of her own. Grace shoots her off the ropes, catches her Samoan drop, takes down Lady Frost, and again with another backbreaker. Continuing to punish the back of Lady Frost is Grace in this one. Again, a third backbreaker. Frost gets caught with another Liger bomb, but again, into the ropes. Grace says, here's where the power lies. But Frost says, I'll show you some power, and is able to get the Juggernaut up for that body slam. Another Liger bomb, this time center of the ring. Did she get her? 3 count. An impressive, emphatic victory for Jordynne Grace over Lady Frost here in this singles contest at Position Impossible. It is that time once again, folks. It is time for the main event of part 1 here of TGPW Presents Position Impossible. And we've got a dream match coming your way. And making his way to the ring, it is the sadistic Sooner himself, bad old JR Jim Ross, by God. And he is letting the fans know what he thinks of them. And that music can signal one thing and one thing only. It is the arrival of the one, the only, the incomparable Steve Ahrendt. And the Steve-a-maniacs are going wild here tonight, brother. You can hear him. The hero of TGPW. The man who vanquished the Alliance to end Steve, sending Antoine Clemens packing. The captain with the salute and taking the fight to bad old JR here in the early going. Bad old JR sporting a new look here tonight. Steve Ahrendt vanquishing John Moxley at Guerrilla Warfare 2024. And I have on good authority that Steve Ahrendt has his sights set on the TGPW Championship, as Steve Ahrendt is one of the winningest wrestlers in TGPW, possessing one of the best win-loss records in the company. There's a testicular claw, by God! A handful of stuff, but a Dragon Screw leg whip by Ahrendt. Poke to the eyes by JR. Irish whip reversal by JR. I think he went for a leapfrog maybe, but Ahrendt able to counter. Counters with an elbow again, does Ahrendt. Sends him head first into the buckle now. And here we go, a little flip, flop, and fly now, there. In a Bonnicky elbow, if you will. Ah! Turnabout is fair play. Steve Ahrendt with a testicular claw of his own on JR. Oh, God, there's the fork. And immediately, Ahrendt is busted wide open. Series of European uppercuts there. And a cover, and just a 1 count. JR again back to the claw. Dragon screw leg whip by Ahrendt. Drags him back towards the center. Back to the fork goes JR. European uppercut by Ahrendt. We talked about bad old JR earlier with his rivalry with Marty Drip Drip. Also has victories in TGPW over Jacob Fatu, Hangman Adam Page, and Davey Richards. At Guerrilla Warfare 2022, he unsuccessfully challenged for the TGPW Championship in a 3-way elimination match that featured the current champion Ko Shiozaki and former champion Keiji Muto. So you know that JR no doubt wants another shot at the championship, and here comes the sushi roll by Steve Ahrendt. Ahrendt, as I mentioned, vanquished the Alliance to End Steve, sending them packing from TGPW. And again, he goes to the sushi roll. And a 2.9 kick out. That nearly was it right there. Scooping a slam. JR is dazed, and here comes the spear. And that could be it. Hook of the leg, 2, and no. JR again showing his resiliency out of 2.9. There's the airplane spin from JR. And there's a stunner. By God. Stunner. Just a 1. Ahrendt out at 1. Series of eye pokes, but a little flip, flop, and fly. Here comes another bionic elbow. Right into the sushi roll. And there's the cover. Has he done it? No. 2.9 kick out by Battle JR. JR trying to get Ahrendt disqualified there by tossing that steel chair into the ring. Testicular claw, but a rope break. And back to the claw again. This time courtesy of JR. And here we go. Sushi roll. One more time. And back the other way. And a 2 count. Back to the claw. That is a submission hold, by the way. And biting the man now. Nothing fancy here from bad old JR. And back to the claw again. Come on now. This is ridiculous. And finally, Aaron has had enough, and he just throws him out of the ring. But JR has picked up a weapon. He's got that steel chair in his hands and swings away wildly and just clobbered Aaron over the head with it. Short lariat right there, short arm, clothesline, whatever you want to call it, and a little bit of a dance here by Aaron. And now he's got the claw and just deserts for bad old JR, as he is the one forced to give up to the testicular claw, as Steve Ahrendt is victorious here in this dream match. And there you have it, folks. Steve Ahrendt victorious against bad old JR here in the main event of Part 1 of TGPW presents Position Impossible. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time with Part 2 of 3 of TGPW Position Impossible. This has been TGPW, the Guerrilla Position Wrestling, the most unprofessional professional wrestling in Fire Pro Wrestling. I, of course, have been your host, the Swinknick Swinky. Thank you so much once again for watching, and we'll see you next time.